Mexico, and Mexico City in particular, is gradually imposing itself on the international contemporary architecture scene. Luis Barragan led the way and inspires many architects with his clean and colourful lines. His home studio is now UNESCO World Heritage Site, as is the site of Xochimilco, 28 kilometres south of the city centre. The network of canals and floating gardens called Chinampas are the last vestiges of the ancient lake of Texcoco, whose redevelopment has received numerous awards. It's in this architectural mecca that Jacques Vermonden, a Belgian architect who's been living in Mexico for 35 years, got to know Claude Buzon, inventor of a small screwjack pedestal that has revolutionized the construction of decking around the world.
For Mexico, and Mexico City in this case, it's fantastic, in the sense that it's a city of flat roofs. And as soon as you talk about flat roofs, you speak of decks, roof gardens, terraces, and so on, which are perfect for the application of these products. So we organized a conference at the university to introduce these technologies and this kind of product to architects.
Like a magician, Claude demonstrated his screwjack pedestals to an interested professional audience.
No problem to make a very good terraces. I have the solution. If the wall is here and the waterproofing is like this, maybe your pedestal is here, no problem. You take this out, turn, bigger. Okay?
The laughter gives way to astonishment and admiration in quick succession. Like Lego that slots together and adjusts, these pedestals have impressed many renowned architects.
Trabaja con P y bueno, está cañón. Y tiene un sistema nivelador en donde, ¿ves esto? Cero o una pendiente del 4%. Entonces, él lo ajusta aquí y él te lo pone con la pendiente que tú quieras. Y aquí te marca la pendiente. Él le gira y te lo pone a la pendiente, a la que tú quieras, a 3.5, a 2.5, a 3, a 2, y lo fija, y ahí te queda. ¿Lo quieres poner a 0? A 0.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Les terrasses en étanchéité, elles sont en pente.
If the decks are sloping, the pedestals slope too. They needed levelling, so we used to put small wedges underneath the legs, which was a lot of work and damaged the waterproofing. And the architects tell me, look, Claude, since you've improved your pedestals, when are you going to come up with one which levels itself automatically? So one night I was dreaming, and at 3 o'clock in the morning I woke up and said, I've got it. And then I went to an engineering office here at Sartillement, we designed it together, and then we produced it. A slope corrector.
Pienso que es un sistema muy ingenioso, que está muy desarrollado, que es súper flexible y que es muy útil su sistema, que permite una gran explosión de creatividad a su alrededor, ¿no? Tenemos espacios y terrazas exteriores planos que puedan tener actividades al aire libre. Nosotros tenemos ciudades con muy buen clima que permiten actividades al exterior, ¿no?
Perhaps one day in Mexico and already in 35 countries for buildings like the new Acropolis Museum in Greece, the Baizoan Buddhist Temple in Tokyo, Japan, the Central Bank and new EU Court of Justice in Luxembourg, the new National Theatre in Singapore. And that's not all.
We have the European Parliament in Strasbourg, we have large fountain terraces in Abu Dhabi. Mr. Pei, whom every architect knows, has prescribed Buzon screwjack pedestals in all his museum sites. So we've managed to become part of his system. B6 Belgium now specifies Buzon pedestals all over the world. Why? Because we did the Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi, 40,000 square meters, 115,000 pedestals, 15 containers going from Belgium to Abu Dhabi. And to give another example, in Dubai, the great 700-meter high tower has fountain terraces all around that are made with our pedestals.
Claude's enthusiasm has guided his unusual career path because he did not get here without devoting himself body and soul to achieving the goals he'd set. He also learnt that one disappointment may reveal another opportunity.
I came up with the pedestal after everyone was laid off in the company where I was working and I had to find a job. By chance, I found a family company that needed someone to represent them in the foam construction industry. When I visited the company that produced the foam outside Paris, the director looked at me and said, "That's what we have to sell." And it was a screwjack pedestal for terraces. So I thought, why not? We'll have a go. I decided first to try to launch it in Belgium, where it wasn't available. I still had to make a living, so I worked in a restaurant, and every evening for 3 years, I went back to night school to study to become an entrepreneur. Meanwhile, I was visiting architects and building sites with my car and a caravan. So I imported this pedestal that ranged from 10 to 15 centimeters, but people needed legs of 3 to 5, 5 to 7, sometimes 10 to 15. So that's what I made in my garage. I actually sawed them off to different heights. I cut them down, and then in the evening, my children cleaned them and smoothed them off, and I paid them a small amount.
Today, the pedestals are no longer produced in a garage but in a factory in Portugal. And the succession is assured by Laurent Buzon, who is responsible for export and marketing. He travels the world visiting potential customers and construction sites.
In countries outside Europe, thanks to our trade show stands and our agents who do exhibitions, we often get a phone call saying, "Can we have a Buzon?" Not, "Can we have a pedestal?" And that's nice. It's like when you want a Coke, you always think Coca-Cola. Well, I like to think we're the Coca-Cola of pedestals.
Voilà, je prends la prétention que nous sommes le Coca-Cola du plot.